Hey, what's up everybody? It's Paper here with another Marvel Snap video. Today we have a new patch. It's the patch that everybody's been waiting for like a whole month now. Hopefully we got some Shuri changes. This is the first time I'm looking at them. I haven't looked at these ahead of time at all, so this is like the first time I've ever done this because I usually look at them before I make a video, but yeah, let's take a look to see what we got here. So it looks like it starts off with the token shop updates. This is something that we've already known. They're doing the weekly spotlight for the brand new card. The section will be hidden until the new card is released if you buy the newest card. So this is going to be great for content creators and just for anybody who wants the newest card. You're not going to be up to chance on whether or not you get the newest card. You're always going to have a chance to get the newest card right away without having to worry about, you know, not opening your game or not checking for like 2 hours or something. Like the past 3 cards have been pretty random as to who got them, so this is a pretty good change for everybody actually. Ultimate variants have their own section in the shop, which is nice because those are also taking up slots in the shop for people who wanted to get the newest card, and then the variant, they just see a variant that they're not going to buy because it costs 5,000 tokens for no gameplay. So and then series 4 and 5, it's the same as previously, only series 4 and series 5 cards. Section will feature a card you don't own from all currently available series 4 and 5 cards and rotates every 8 hours. So this is how the shop currently functions, minus ultimate variants. Now we have the newest card, we have an ultimate variant section, and then we have the series 4 and 5 section. And if you're not series 3 complete, we'll also have the series 3 section. So the shop's going to look a lot different. We're going to have a lot more selections, a lot more options, which can never be a bad thing, honestly. Okay, and then we have a game board update. We've made some updates to our game board. Check out the new art and FX. I'm interested to see what those are because the game board's been the same since the beta a year ago. They haven't made any changes to the board like at all. So seasonal series drop, we have Ghost, Stature, and MODOK dropping to series 4, Shuri, Bass, Valkyrie, Super Skrull, and Black Panther dropping to series 3. This I think is the best series 3 drop since the first series 3 drop, when She-Hulk, Absorbing Man, and I don't remember who else dropped, but that was a really good series 3 drop. But this Shuri, Bass, Valkyrie drop is very good. Like, depending on what they did to Shuri, these are 3 like top tier cards that are being put into series 3. So that's really exciting for the people who don't have those. I have all of these cards, so I'm not really worried about them, but I guess Stature being a series 4 is exciting for me because I might spend 3,000 tokens on her at this point. But I also have most of the series 4 cards, so I may just end up pulling her anyway. So okay, so general updates. We've had the infinite rank will only play against other infinite rank players, which is something that we also knew. This is going to be good for infinite rank players and also for the people who are below infinite who get matched up against infinite rank players. It's been a big problem where you'll have somebody who's like rank 60 playing against people with infinite card backs and stuff. I didn't really experience that too much because I was always between 70 and 100 since the beta. So it didn't really affect me much, but the infinite matchmaking is going to be a little bit more tryhard now. Either that or it's going to be really lax and really laid back because everybody's going to have no stakes unless they've done the rank changes here with a leaderboard, which I don't know that they did. But next, when you tap a card for more details on the shop or collection, the card detail screen now features artist credits, card series label, and rarity label. This is nice. Having the artist credits and stuff is always going to be a nice thing. Card series is going to be nice. If they let us sort by card series, that'll be really nice. It'd be nice to have just like this series label because at this point I'm beginning to forget what cards are in which series. Like I don't know what's in series 1 compared to series 2 at this point. Like I don't remember. After roughly 10 hours of gameplay in a day, players will stop earning season pass XP from gameplay for the remainder of the day. Now, this doesn't, like, who cares about this? The season pass, the season caches don't give you, they don't give you anything. So like, why do we care about the season pass XP like being capped? Like it doesn't matter for the player, for second dinner, because they're not giving away a lot of free stuff. The season pass caches don't give away much of anything. I don't know about this change. It doesn't really affect, 10 hours of gameplay is a lot, but I don't know. Collection level track has been extended. Only like 2 people are even close to getting the 22,000, so I guess this is cool for them, but yeah, it's kind of a whatever. Okay, this is it. Balance updates. In the wake of our last balance patch, we saw the metagame settle in a much healthier shape than it had before. However, we were too shallow with our adjustments to the Shuri Taskmaster decks, and Lockjaw Leech shells, both with and without Thanos, have remained solid contenders. I mean, it's just Leech. It's just Leech. They're going to change Lockjaw, and I'm going to be upset, dude. Oh my god, I'm going to be so mad if they change Lockjaw. Today's changes aim to push both of those decks off their clear top spots. Outside Shuri Taskmaster, the meta is looking healthy on our metrics. Okay, so Shuri is now on reveal. If you play your next card here, double its power. Okay, so this is a change that a lot of people wanted. It forces you to play into the armored lane, or like you have to play Shuri into the armored lane, which means you can't play Taskmaster to be safe in the Cosmo lane. So that's really good. Let's see what they said here. We considered a number of changes to Shuri, but they all tended to ruin her current decks. Some even theoretically risked making a new monster with different parts. That's not a great risk to run with when balancing a problematic strong card. The change we're making today may seem small and subtle, but we expect it to be impactful and retain the same flow of play for her existing decks, which is consistent goal in our balance philosophy. This nerf removes Cosmo's protective capacity for her target, makes single cards like Valkyrie easier to aim, and indirectly buffs lane control elements like Professor X. We're taking a risk here that's a nerf that could leave Shuri still in a strength outlier. If so, we'll react quickly. Okay, so the thing is, right here, this nerf removes Cosmo's protective capacity for her target. Just make Cosmo a 4-cost. Just make Cosmo a 4-cost. Like, I don't get it. Whatever. This is good. This is good for Shuri. This is going to make it so that they can't play Taskmaster in the Cosmo. Well, I'll accept it. The deck is probably in an okay spot now. This is, it's whatever. I do want Cosmo to get nerfed, but yeah, single card answers like Valkyrie easier to aim as well, which is also good. So, okay, so Leech, from an on reveal to at the start of turn 6, remove all abilities from cards in your opponent's hand. Okay, I mean, it still hits your entire hand, but I guess you get to play your deck before turn 6. Now, I do see Lockjaw's name here, so I'm like concerned with like, why would you make this like okay nerf to Leech and then also touch Lockjaw, but I guess we'll see. It's never been a goal for Leech to have a heavily played card, and we understand that it's been a frustration lately. When it's happening, it usually means a finisher is generically strong against pure power like Leech Leader, or a deck that can play Leech earlier than turn 5 often. We tried in the past to weaken the stronger cards in these decks, obviously, but it's been a balance and design obstacle because you haven't touched the problem card. Thus, we've decided to remove the early Leech from the equation. Leech is designed to counter some powerful endgame cards and combinations from a unique angle without any setup, which is important to have around the event those decks begin to overperform. This change should let him fulfill that role as necessary without ever making him a fundamental piece of the metagame. So he's not an ongoing anymore. Once Leech hits the board, you still basically have to forfeit if you're depending on something on turn 6, because there's no way to counter the play on turn 6 now. Like, at least before you can have Cosmo in the lane, like in the Lockjaw lane you can have Cosmo in it or something, but now Leech's effect is just gonna happen. They think it's important that Leech's effect happens, so it's still annoying. It's gonna be like Sandman, where like if you're running a deck that it just counters, you just have to leave on turn 6. Like turn 6 doesn't matter. I think this is an okay change. It's not counterable like the previous change was, but the only counter to the previous change was just having Cosmo like predicting. So at least you're gonna know it's happening, and it's only gonna happen to you on turn 6. So there's a chance that you can set up your board on turn 5 if they get this out early. Let's see what they did to Lockjaw. I'm so not excited for this. Like, Lockjaw is such a good card. It pulls a random card from your deck. Like, it doesn't need to change. After you play a card here, swap it with a card in your deck. Update, after you play a card here, swap it with a card in your deck once per turn. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'm not too upset about that. Once per turn, you play them on 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. Each of those turns, you play a different card into them. You can still do Jubilee into him to get a random card and then swap Jubilee out. So you can still use that. You just can't do the big last turn plays, which kind of hurts the Mjolnir interaction. Like, I can't put Mjolnir plus Wasp and then get Mjolnir back out of the Wasp, which is kind of annoying. But it also lets you play into Lockjaw with a little bit more intention now, because now you can actually play something into Lockjaw and keep it there. One of the problems with Lockjaw's consistency is that in the Lockjaw lane, it's pretty much just a lottery. It's just random. Now we actually have a chance. Like, I can play Mjolnir, put Mjolnir into my deck with Lockjaw, and play Jane right after it to get Mjolnir back, which is nice. And I'm only looking at this from a Thor perspective, because I really only use Thor with Lockjaw. I don't really play the Thanos deck or anything. So yeah, this is actually a decent change. This is gonna really hurt Thanos. I think Thanos is gonna go down quite a bit from this. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I think it's fine. We got a change for Chavez. Starts on the bottom of your deck, draw this on turn 6. That's nice. Changes the interaction with Yondu. This has been largely unimportant outside of Yondu, but it does strictly restrict our ability to print cards that interact with the top of the deck. We expect this update to have little impact on Chavez's. Oh yeah, because Iron Lad would be useless. You wouldn't be able to play Iron Lad if you have Chavez in your deck, because you would just copy Chavez as nothing. Okay, this is cool actually. I like this change. And then Jubilee has been changed to add the top card of your deck to this location. Okay, so they're setting up for the future cards. They're setting up for the Howard the Duck, for the Iron Lad, like top of the deck interactions. This is nice. Doesn't really change much about the game. And yeah, this was her old effect because people would just play Jubilee and you would just get Chavez like every single time. Jubilee was a 4 cost, 11 power in the beta because it would always pull Chavez or 10 power. 4 cost, 10 power because Chavez was always a 9, right? Leader change, 6/7. So he went from copying the card to the right and being a 6/7, and now he's a 6/2 and copied the enemy cards with the highest power played this turn, but on your side. I mean, this is fine. I think this is a change that people might have suggested. We'll see if this changes anything. You still don't know what they're gonna play. I personally thought that this leader was playable to an extent. If you ran a smart location control deck, you can play this with like Kang. You Spider-Man the left lane so they can't play anything into the left lane, and they play leader into that left lane to add 7 and most likely win it. I think this is okay. We'll see what happens here. It's only the one card with the highest power that they played this turn. So we'll see how this interacts with on reveal stuff like Hitmonkey, if it grabs the 0 if they're played beforehand, or if it grabs like what it will end up being. I don't know. This seems like an interesting change. They're gonna keep tweaking leader, I think, until they get him into like a good spot. Because like they say, they want cards to be playable. Plenty of cards that aren't leader that have never been playable. So, all right, well, those are the updates. It's a little disappointing that we didn't get any buffs really besides the leader change, which is, I mean, we'll see. It's a little disappointing, but I guess we're starting to get the weekly buffs and nerfs coming next week, I believe. So we'll keep an eye out for those. I'm not going to do videos on those. I think those are just going to be, I'll talk about it on stream. So yeah, speaking of stream, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday on twitch.tv/paper. And I post a new video up on YouTube every Tuesday. So subscribe here on YouTube for new deck highlights every Tuesday, and give me a follow over on Twitch. All the links will be in the description below. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about these changes. I personally think these are going to fix the meta in a pretty positive way. We'll see what happens when they start doing the weekly changes, but for now, I think the meta is going to settle into a good spot. I've got some decks that I have been playing on stream that I think are going to be a little bit more viable now that these changes are going through. And yeah, let me know what you think below, and have a good day. Good luck snapping. Peace out.